This time on Rad Rat Video, we're brainstorming a new style of skate video. I think you'll like it, and some more stuff. Let's do it. Welcome back to Rad Rat Video, a channel about skateboarding, where we talk about skateboarding, we review skateboarding stuff, we play skateboarding video games, and I answer your questions. These were all submitted by going to radratvideo.com. You can also submit them through Patreon. The first question is from Martin Steele, who says, Hey Rad Rat, do you have any idea why nowadays people call tricks, for example, what used to be a backside nose slide is now a front nose? Is it because the obstacle is in front of you? Sounds weird to me, as I skated from the late 80s to the early 2000s, always went by rotation direction. I have never heard of this before. I picked this question because I was kind of baffled by it. If you grew up in that time period and you did your grind directions backwards, let me know in the comments, because I've never heard of that. To me, it was always what direction you approached the coping from. You know, and it started in pools where you do like a front side kick turn, and then that became a front side 5-0. Any trick where you come up this way, even if you turn this way for the board slide, for example, then you pull it in, like anything that way would always be front side. But yeah, I mean, I've known people who have been wrong and would say backside board slide when they mean front side, but I've never known of that being like the official correct way to do it. Yeah, I've read a lot of old thrashers and stuff like that, but they were never super clear in the captions. They would always just say like blasting a big one in the pool, like it wouldn't say what the trick was called. So I might not know about that. Let me know in the comments. The next question is from Ali Khan, who says, what type of skating do you think is the overall most difficult? Example, handrail, mini ramp, manuals, freestyle, taking into consideration fear factor and time spent practicing. I would definitely say gaps and handrails are the hardest. Like for me, if I had to do, if I were to watch a video that had a really good street skater, really good freestyle skater, really good ramp skater, I feel like it would take the most time for me to be able to do a handrail trick to match that. Like for me, freestyle is tough, but you can do it over and over and over and over again until you get lucky. Because you're not very likely to get hurt. You can get a pretty bad shinner, sure. You can slip out, you can twist an ankle, but you're not often going to have like a week-long injury while doing freestyle. It's possible, but it's not as likely. So you can just keep doing it until you get it. Getting really good at balance can be tough, but there's no fear in that really. But a handrail for me, like I've never done a handrail. I've done like nose slides on ledges downstairs, you know, that's about it. I think did I do a crooked grind once? I might have, but yeah, like I've never done a handrail. To me, that's super intimidating. That seems crazy. For me to like roll up to something with full confidence that I'm going to do it and then just do it, even if it's easy, if the trick is easy, it doesn't matter. Like for me, that's a huge thing for me. So that would be my pick. Like the most stairs I've ever ollied is 5. I've ollied higher drops, but not with the stairs, you know, like the gap and the drop. And that's it. And like I have done a lot of flip tricks, but for me to throw a flip trick down the stairs would be a huge step. So for me, I would definitely say gaps and handrails are the hardest thing in skateboarding. Okay, next question is from Andrew. What's an obstacle that's abundant in the streets but rare in a skate park? For example, a park in my area has what I would describe as an extremely accurate sidewalk mani pad. It's smooth skate park concrete, but has waxed, no coping edges and even curb cuts. So my thoughts, is it cool for skate parks to so closely emulate standard street obstacles, or does it kind of defeat the purpose for having a skate park? I think it's ideal to have really street accurate stuff. I've been at a park similar to the one you're talking about. This park, very weirdly, took out all of the ramps. So it was like, it's a really flat, smooth, polished skate park concrete, and they have some banks and quarter pipes on this side. Then there's kind of similar, like a curb and curb cuts in it and all that kind of stuff, but it's really smooth and really nice and really polished. And then it's just all empty. They had a bunch of ramps that aren't there anymore. And that's fun because you can go there and you can just skate what feels like a real spot, and you can get practice on there, and you can get used to grinding that, and you can work on your tricks where the ground is perfect and it's as nice as possible, and then translate that immediately to a street spot. If you find a spot that's similar, I mean, this is a curb, so I'm sure you can do that. You find a curb somewhere on the streets, you can just translate your trick directly into it. But like if you skate a hip at the skate park and you love skating the hip and you got really good at doing all kinds of stuff on the hip, when are you going to find a hip on street? They exist. I don't think I've ever seen one. I mean, finding a bank is kind of tough. To find a hip, I mean, you could get amazing at it, but it's not going to help you in street that much, or at least around here, at least anywhere I've ever skated street before. So yeah, I think that having the most realistic street style obstacles in a park, that's my favorite. I don't like parks that are super deep, bowls and like big vert, all that kind of stuff. I'm not into that. I want a ledge, I want a manual pad, I want a bank, I want some stuff like that. That's my thing. But you know, it's fun and people skate all kinds of different stuff. I mean, other people are super into transition and vert and bowls and pools and all that kind of stuff. That's cool. For me, I would like as accurate street as possible. Oh yeah. And I put a note in here. There's a skate park I've been to before where they, on the banks, they like, it's not bricks. Like it's not actually bricks. It's concrete, but they stamped a brick pattern into it. And that, I'm kind of unsure about. Like, it feels cool to skate on it. You know, you get that, brrr, you know, as you ride up it, and it feels cool to skate on it. It's harder to do tricks on, but it feels more accurate. Like you could actually find a spot. If you're going to find a bank, maybe it's made out of bricks. So, you know, like that's kind of cool. I do like that. I think that's pretty cool. All right. Next question is from Oldie, who says, hello, I got started skateboarding very late in life. I started a year ago and I am 32 now. Since starting to learn, I've gotten very hurt just trying basic tricks. My spouse thinks it is unfair that I continue to want to do skateboarding, considering the burden of stress it puts on them and the financial aspect as well. Currently going to the chiropractor 3 days a week after hurting my spine. Should I give it up and pack it in? Did I start too late? Well, I can't make that decision for you. If you and your spouse are going to fight about it all the time and it's not worth it to you, then it is what it is. But if you're getting that hurt on basic tricks, I would be a little more concerned, not for skateboarding, but for general health reasons. You know, I would talk to your chiropractor and see if there's anything you need to be doing. It depends on how you're getting hurt. If you're pulling muscles all the time, maybe there's like a stretching routine you should be doing to try to get more loose. Maybe you should be working on fitness in general and not just with skateboarding to try to make sure you're not getting hurt all the time. Like I'm old, I get hurt a lot. But I can say that we're the same age. We're not old yet. So yeah, that's up to you. I feel like it's very possible for you to be in a position where you're not getting hurt doing basic tricks. Once you learn a few tricks, you learn how to fall better. That's kind of a big part of it. If you're learning how to kickflip, you could probably fall a lot because you land wrong and you slip out and you're not used to like knowing how to push the board and land on your feet and step away, you know? I think if you get through the first part, you're probably going to be okay. You're going to figure out how to fall. You're going to figure out, you know, you're going to build muscle in the places where you need it to make sure you don't get hurt as much. But if it's going to ruin your relationship, then, I mean, I'm not going to tell you to do that. Okay, the last question is from Jimbo, who says, make up your dream video part. Describe who the cast of skaters will be, regardless of age, ability, etc. Give a selection of songs you'd want to be in the video without having to worry about copyright junk. Maybe it's a themed video part like Cheese and Crackers. What would the name of it be? Be super creative and descriptive. I've recently been getting a lot of questions that are like the prompt for a question on an exam or something like that. Like, hey, here are some criteria. Create something. Be creative. Be super creative. All right. I don't want to do exactly what you explained. Creating, like saying what song a certain skater is going to skate to. Nah, I don't want that. I don't care. I don't want a skate video. What I want is a really trashy TV show where it's like a Jersey Shore style show, you know, like there's no competitions and events and stuff. It's just like you put them in situations and have them do stuff. And the concept of the show is that the pro skaters, I'm not sure who's there except for Chris Haslam. I want him to be there. They are going on a tour of all the skate parks in whatever location. Okay. They're doing like a cross country skate park tour, and you just follow them and you see what they do. So you see lots of cool skate footage when they get to the events. I don't know if it's like a demo and they're actually doing product tosses and all that kind of stuff. I would think not. I would rather it not be like lots of kids screaming. I'd rather it just be like a secret skate park tour. There was a Tony Hawk series. It was called like Tony Hawk Secret Skate Park Tour, I think, which was cool, but that's not, I'm not talking about that. I want it to be really trashy, where you see them all go out and get drinks afterward. They're all like bringing back girls to the hotel, and they're all in the hot tub, and like this guy passed out and he didn't skate today, and like just as dumb, as trashy, and as stupid as possible. I would really enjoy that. That would be a lot of fun. I would like to see that world. I would like to see some cool skateboarding, because I watch stuff like that anyway. I watch the worst shows you can think of on TV. I would watch that without the skateboarding, right? So like if you could have it be pro skaters, and every now and then there's a 5-minute section of some really cool skateboarding tricks, that's how I would want to do it. What the music is, I don't care. I don't care about anything. I want Chris Haslam to be there. I want them to be going as crazy as possible and doing stupid stuff, and I want to watch it. Now, this may seem weird because I hate the Jackass shows, or the movies and the show and all that kind of stuff. I hated that stuff at the time, and I'm sure I would still hate it. I'm not talking about pranks. I'm not talking about making a giant hand on a spring that slaps somebody. I'm talking about like getting in a fight at the club, and Chad Muska, I'm sure he wouldn't be there, but he spends the night in jail and they've got to figure out how to get him out. That kind of stuff. That's the thing I want. I want to be on TV once a week, and I want to watch it. That's it. So if you work for a TV station, figure that out. I want to see that. That's it for now. Thanks for all the questions. If you have one of your own, go to radratvideo.com and you could submit it right there on the homepage. You can also buy a shirt while you're there. You can follow my Patreon and you can submit questions that way, which will definitely get answered. And you see some early release stuff from time to time. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.